Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Wow. I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Julia Evans, Lois Marsden, Suzanne, and Lynn. Welcome to the show. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here on time while I wasn't. But I'm just literally still setting the show up, and I will. Honest to God, you could not write my life. You couldn't. You could not write what goes on in my life. You literally couldn't. Carol, lovely to see you. Lois, lovely to see you. Kelly, lovely to see you guys. Thanks for being here. I need a lot of water. I got a headache tonight, so I'm obviously dehydrated. Lovely to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much, by the way, for the amazing feedback for the special All Souls Night show. That was really kind of you to take the time out and send me a lot of emails regarding how you felt about the show. It was really, really nice. Um, it is helpful to receive those. I'll be honest with you. It's got nothing to do with. It's got absolutely nothing to do with egotistical concepts. It's to do with literally whether or not I'm doing a good job and it's coming across properly. It's about that. Vanessa, hi, darling. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Anne Marie, lovely to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Don't forget now, obviously, make sure that you hit that like button. Vitally important that you smash that like button. Really, really is. Just before I came on the show, I had a quick message come through from hi, Julia said hi to everybody. I had a quick message from Faye, being Faye, that's being her first show tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. Mom isn't very well at the moment. Neither am I. Sorry to hear that, guys. We have both picked up a cold. I had it. Last week before it was. As either last week or the week. No, it was the week before All Souls. I had it. Oh, horrible. So basically, get get lots of fluids down you, lots of vitamins down you, proper vitamins, not vitamins out of a bottle. I just want to break this to you gently. All the vitamins you shove in your throat, like Seven C's, all that malarkey, all the ones you pop pills to, you actually wee out. Okay, you don't really retain them. You get your best vitamins through proper foods, proper vegetables, proper meats, white meats, occasional red meats, fish. So when you eat properly, your body absorbs the minerals and vitamins faster, or vitamins, as the Americans will say, faster and properly. When you pop them in pill form, your body tends to release them through wee. So you don't actually retain them. So get lots of orange juice, lots of water, lots of fresh vegetables, good soups down here, and it'll help. Mum's anxiety is bad as she has some PTSD from COVID. I can imagine that's the case. If she ever needs me, tell her to give me a wee message or a wee call. Chris James is in the house. Good evening, Chris. Good to see you. Liked and shared, agreed, liked and shared. Anne Wolfall, Anne, welcome to the show. Please, please, guys, listen. It's I can't stress this enough. It's super important that you not only like the show. It's really important that you like the show, but it's as important that you share it. Okay, so share it out with your friends. Invite your friends. Invite your family to come on the show. Invite them to be a part of our network, and share it with your groups. So invite them to come and be a part of our show. Now, I'm going to do a couple of weeks. I'm focusing on doing maybe 2 or 3 weeks on Tuesday nights to see if that is better for everybody. So far, I have to say it is better for me. I had a lot more done yesterday than I would normally do. So Tuesday nights, I think, is going to be better for me anyway. So, and let's do it. Tracy Hand, welcome to the show. Tracy, can I invite you to come out of Facebook? I invite everybody to come out of Facebook in the not too distant future. I don't think I'll be doing any shows via Facebook. I don't think so. We have plans. We have plans coming off. If I'm going to try and make them happen over the next couple of weeks, where you will be invited to another place where you will be able to have my time 100%. Okay, and you'll be able to get direct connection to me. All right, so you'll be talking to me, I'll be talking back to you. All that kind of thing is going to be happening very shortly. Tracy, come out of Facebook, go into YouTube. At the top of YouTube, it'll say Paul. Sorry, in the search bar at the top of YouTube, type in Paul Francis Medium, and come and join us. It'll take you straight back to the show here. Okay, and watch us through or be a part of the show through YouTube. It is far more stable, and you won't have idiots trying to jump in on you and trying to draw you away to give you false pretenses about reads that they're not qualified to do or trained to do or aren't even mediums. Most of these idiots who say I've got a feeling and I want to talk to you about it are actually thieves and liars. So I would definitely anybody who jumps onto another medium show and says I want to come and I want to give you a read, don't trust them. All right. Vanessa says fed up with this cough and cold. It's lasting forever. Up in here is where you beat it, Vanessa. In here, up in here. 50% of any cure is in the mind. It's how you approach it. While you're letting it win and you're giving up and you're fed up, that's when it's winning. You have to rise up and beat it. If you speak to any doctor, they'll tell you 50% of beating it is in your mind. Okay. Tracy's on YouTube now. Best thing to do, guys, is if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel here, subscribe to the channel and then hit the little notification, the little bell icon. And every time I release a show, every time I release something on YouTube, podcast or whatever, you'll be notified to say, "Hey, listen, Paul's about to do a show, or he's just released a podcast, whatever the case may be," and then you'll be kept up to speed. So please, please, please make sure that you're all on YouTube. Make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you've hit that bell icon and make sure you like the show because that's what YouTube are expecting. YouTube is, it's not like Facebook. It's not AI. Okay. So they monitor things and we need to build this whole thing up. Right. So we'll do that together. Right. So well, I was saying earlier that I'm so grateful for all of you guys to being able to send me lots of messages saying how much you really enjoyed the All Hallows Eve show. Thank you so much. That really, really did hit a mark for me. I really appreciate you guys doing that, and it gives me a sense of like, I must be doing the right thing. I must be doing a good job. Okay. So when you want to send me private PM messages, through Messenger, I'm very grateful to receive them. I really, really am. I don't always get back to you guys within the time that you sent. Most of the time, it tends to be the next day. On occasions, a couple of days later, because people PM me through other pages. And although I try my best to keep up, sometimes that's not always the way I can do it. But I will always get back to you as soon as I see your message. Lois says, "Oh, broke my toe yesterday." I'll tell you what, Lois, the amount of times I've done that, walking in the dark in a bedroom or something, and hit the bottom of the bed with my foot and smash my toe. Oh God, no, it's a nightmare. There's actually the weird thing about it is there's not a thing you can do about it. They don't tape them up or do anything like that anymore. You've just got to let it mend. Yeah, I mean, get it seen by a doctor. Obviously, always, 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 always listen to a professional. Don't listen to a nut job like me. I'm not qualified as a doctor or a medical person. Well, I am got further. I've got some qualifications in medical field, but not to the equivalent of a doctor. Always never listen to a psychic about medical advice. Listen to me, guys. Okay, professional psychic. Do not listen to psychics about professional medical advice. Go to a proper doctor. Okay, unless that psychic is a qualified doctor, go to a proper doctor. Rachel. Hi, how's things? I have flu. I mean, yeah, Lois just shared that with us. It's triggering anxiety. Can you send? Rach, I'm always sending you positive vibes, my darling. Always. And I'm always at the end of a telephone if you need to talk to me. I'm just on the end of Messenger if you need some help. Always. All right, keep just. I'm always at the end of the. I don't even know where you live anymore. I know you moved out of the house where I'd come and seen you many moons back. I don't know where you are anymore though. Anne Marie says there's over 15 likes. Fantastic. That's energy building up around me. I've got energy building, energy. Right. I'll let this build a bit more. Okay. So, don't forget later today, Faye does her very first show. I'm hopefully going to be able to see that. Now, I did tell you guys my life at the minute. You couldn't write it. Right. Just give you a heads up. So all the people in the United States probably won't understand this. Um, oh, right. You're in Sin Earth Praise. Gotcha. Okay. I may not be too far away from you very shortly. But anyway, listen up. So all of the people in the US or not in the UK won't really understand what BT is. Okay. BT are the main telephone teleops company in the UK. British Telecom is called BT. We had our internet source through them, all of that kind of stuff. We have two accounts with BT. So whilst we were moving, we said to BT, "Hey, listen, guys, we're moving. We're not going to be using the internet. So the direct line to the house, we're not going to be in that house anymore. Probably best thing to do is pause it while we move into the new house, then re-establish the link at the new house." They said, "Well, we can't really pause it. The best thing to do is just terminate the contract, start a new contract when you move in." And we went with, "Well, for the internet." They were like, "Yeah, for the internet, it's fine. We'll just start up a new contract. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll do that." So someone in their infinite wisdom in BT not only cancelled our internet contract, but all our phone contracts as well. So they switched off our internet, which was the intended idea, but switched off all our phones as well. So for the last 4 days, 5 days, 4 days, 5 days, I've had no phone, no calls, nothing. And we are in a place in Cornwall where there is literally no telephone signal anyway. But I was wondering, I was thinking, why am I not getting any text messages? Why am I not getting any telephone messages? Calls and stuff like that there. And then I tried making a call, and it was like, "Your line is busy." And I was like, "My line's not busy. I'm not using it." So I contacted BT, and BT said, "Ah, right, your phones are all switched off." What? So they had to send us new chips to put in the phones that are connected to this camera. Um, so they were, "Oh, we're really sorry. We're really, really sorry. Oh my God, it's our fault." Well, duh, it's your fault. So they're in the process of fixing it. So if you were trying to call me, especially to get some telephone readings, or you want to try to call me to book me, and you couldn't get through, a million apologies on that. We didn't know for the first 3 or 4 days that we didn't have any telephones, because if you're not on your phone constantly, and we're on the net constantly, that's different. Now where we are here, right here, there's the internet, and it's through Sky. So we were working away. I was doing shows, and it's going through Sky, but we weren't aware that we weren't going through BT. So because we didn't. There's something on your phone goes, "Oh, by the way, your phone's been switched off." So for the last 4 or 5 days, we've had no phones. People haven't been able to ring me. If my family had to try to call me to say somebody was ill or there's a problem or whatever, they couldn't. So hopefully by tomorrow, BT will have sorted that issue out. But you could not write our life at the minute. It's just one headache after another. But I'm a big, big, big. Right, I have an energy around me at the moment. It's a W sound. Okay, remember before I go into all reads or anything like that, You guys should know when I come out with names, I can be off by the names, but I won't be off by the initial or what it sounds like. Now, and when I hear a name, it doesn't don't automatically assume that that person has crossed. So I'm getting a W sound like Will, Williams, Wilson. That kind of a name is being shouted in the background. Okay, I'm seeing connections here to World War II as well. Um, so there's energy like that going on around me. There's an R sounding name like Robert, Roberta, Rose, Aura. I'm hearing so it's Rose, Roberta, Robert. There's a name like that being shouted. They tell me to talk about 15 is being significant. So the 15th, it has to be the 15th of a month, or the number 15 is significant here. They're telling me to talk about someone who crosses over with a second. So they must have had cancer and got past it. Then cancer returns and takes them on the second time. But I'm getting cancer with this person twice. Okay. That's what they're trying to tell me to talk about. It is somebody in the room. So I've got to talk to one of you guys about this really, really quickly. Good evening, Carol, and welcome to the show. Anne Marie, it's called Murphy's Law here. Let's not go there. Um, but I'm a big believer, by the way. I was about to say that before this energy just started talking to me. And when you go down to the bottom, the only place that goes back up again. So there isn't a lot of point. It's a good point to say to share this with you guys. There's not a lot of point in getting upset. I can get upset and I can shout and scream, jump up and down, and get angry. But it's not that being upset is only going to harm me, and it's going to harm those around me because they're going to be upset that I'm upset, and it's not going to change the technology. So go with the flow, stay on top of them with the problem, and work for a solution. Otherwise, if you peeve them off on the other side, if we shout at BT and go, "You bunch of gits, you blah 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 blah," they'll go bottom of the line. Next. So you won't get it sorted. So the best thing to do, I already told, they've said, it's our fault. We messed up here. This is a big problem. We can understand what's happened. They thought you cancelled your entire connection, but we were only supposed to cancel the internet. We cancelled the whole lot. It's our fault. We were going, well, okay, then if you accept it's your fault, can you fix it, please? They're like, yeah, we're on it. So that's it. Right, Julia says my great grand was a Rose. Okay, where's the William Will? They Wilson Williams. Where's that name coming into play? Anne Marie, good evening. Welcome to the show. If you've just joined the show, good to see you. Thank you very much for being here, all y'all. But please make sure that you slam that like button. Boom, hit that like button. Bop, 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 bop. Like that button. Like it so much you hit it 1,000 times. Like the button and share it with your friends and family, by the way. My dad was right. Surname passed with cancer World War II. Okay. And where's the 15 come into play here, Julia? I can take Willie, Roberta, and the 15th. Okay, Tracy. Now, I'm going to, Julie, stay close because I'm going to say this energy came close in when Tracy turned up on the show. So it just went right up to me when I saw Tracy come into the show, when she came in on Facebook. Okay, so Tracy, I could well be with you. Um, if this is with you, then you did say something to somebody about, I hope such and such comes through tonight. Okay, I'm going to hope because there's a birthday anniversary around now they want me to acknowledge. So it's either in this month of November or as we slide into December, there's a connection here that they want me to acknowledge as a birthday and anniversary. I'm also being told to talk about that there is one specific child in spirit they want me to acknowledge as being with the family. Okay. When I say child, I mean child. Um, because they show it to me as little sparkles. And when I see little sparkles like they've just shown me, it means that child didn't have, if it had any life experience at all, it didn't have very much. There's a strong D connection here, Tracy, like Damon, Dan, David, Damien, that kind of name. There's a strong D connection they want me to acknowledge as well, and they want me to. They really want to talk about Tracy, a connection to someone who's dealing with fairly strong medical issues right now. Okay, because they're basically saying we're around them. Okay. Thanks, Julia. I've got a strong indication that it could be with Tracy. To be honest with you, it feels strong to me that I'm with. Every time I look at Tracy T, it feels stronger to me. So, I've always said, even though I'm doing a reading for a particular person, um, the read or the messages go out to all of you. So keep your mind locked in there, Jules. Tracy David, there's a strong D name they want me to acknowledge, but they're trying to talk about somebody who's in or dealing with health related issues right now, because they're saying they're surrounding them and they're keeping them. They're basically pounding them with healing energy. But one of them's really, really frightened about, is this their time? Because they're saying those words to me. They keep saying, is this their time? Is this their time? It's not. Okay. Um, I don't. I I don't see anybody going home this side of this year. Well, they're not showing that to me anyway. Okay. Oh, both my parents' health is poorly. Um, where is the Mary or Marie, the strong M on mom's side of the family? Okay, because they're pulling me over to the left. There's a strong M name like Mary, Marie, Martha, Mark, and but they're pulling me over to the left, which means to me mom's side of the family. Tracy, I need you to be a little bit more confident. Okay, be a bit more sort of focused on confident on where you are, where you're going, um, and being a bit more sort of secure in your mind about who you are and what's going to go on with you. There's a little bit of well, there's not a little bit. They're making me feel that you're self-doubting a lot at the minute, and they want you to drop that because you've got no grounds for self-doubt. Okay, you're a wonderful person. They acknowledge the fact that you do a lot for people. They want you to know that they see this. I do feel that the early part of December is going to bring with you much more lighter energy and much more happier surroundings. Alrighty. I do feel as we move towards you getting ready for Christmas, the air and the energy becomes easier. Okay, a flow towards Christmas gets better and better and better. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. They tell me to tell you not to worry about finances. Okay, worrying about finances is futile. It, it's just futile. Just don't worry about it. Okay. I will see Feb. It's past Valentine's Day, so it'll be the second half of February. Towards the end of February, um, there's a change expected around there. It's going to bring with it a a new ideal in your life. So a new focus, a new beginning, a new start. Something brings a whole pound, a big ball of energy coming in, Tracy, that is going to set you onto a new path in and around sort of the 20s of February, right then forward. They want me to say, be a good idea to plan your holiday. Okay, they're telling me to plan they go planning, and then they show me a passport. So when they show me a passport, that's usually symbol based upon a break, a holiday, getting a break. They want me to acknowledge that. Uh, right, okay, let's read what you're saying. Oh my God, lack of confidence. Yes. um, everything's fantastic. Good spiritual path. Good. Tracy, they're not referring to me. Okay, they're referring to somebody else who was kind of giving you some advice. It feels to me like another psychic medium who really wants themselves to be heard rather than what is good for the person, i.e., you. They want to hear themselves being, oh my god, and all of this here malarkey, and it's all. I'm being told to tell you to disregard whatever you were getting, but your mind was saying, I can't take this. This doesn't sound right, or this is just not right. It doesn't feel right. You were right to feel that because it's all okay. Sue Vennicum's in the house. Hello, Sue. Welcome to the show, darling. Good to see you. Good to see you. I did get to read your message to me. I didn't get to read it till later. Um, and a little bit earlier in the show was explaining to everybody why. Because BT, in their infinite wisdom, were supposed to switch off the internet based at our old house because it was still on and we were being charged for it, even though we don't live there. And some idiot in BT decided, oh, right, well, we'll switch it off then, and switched off the internet, which we were supposed to do, and decided at the same time to switch all our phones off. They cancelled our entire contract with them instead of just the internet proportion. So I didn't get a lot of messages or calls, which I was supposed to get until late today when I got the phones back on again. So, oh my, yes, they told me not so nice, Tracy. What that stuff, whatever they told you, absolute rubbish. All right. So, but the good thing about that is you have understood what a charlatan kind of a idiot is against somebody who really is connected to the spirit. Dawn Hatton's in that. Shh, don't tell anybody, everybody. Shh, don't tell anybody. Dawn Hatton's here. Secret. She's like the CIA of psychics. Hey, Dawn, welcome to the show. She's going, what? I know it. Good evening, darling. Dawn, it's good to see you, my love. Welcome to the show. Oh yeah, so in some idiot in BT didn't read the conscript, and which was to turn off our internet, which we don't live there anymore, but they turned off our entire contract, which switched all of our phones off. That's 4 mobile phones went boom dead, and we didn't know about it because we were based upon the internet here at this house, which is Sky. So our phones were talking to Sky, and then so when we left here to go out to go out to do shopping or go out, all of a sudden there was nothing. There was no internet coming through. There was no calls coming through. Nothing. What the hell's going on? They switched our phones off. They immediately understood what the problem was. Immediately said, "Oh my God, we're really really sorry about this. This is completely our fault. We'll get it all back on to you. So keep your fingers all crossed that it goes back on tomorrow." Vivian Walker, welcome, darling. Good to see you. Good that you didn't take it on board, Tracy. Good. The secret system. Right. So, Tracy, listen. Start believing in yourself a bit more because you have a great many um, brilliant parts of your personality, brilliant ideas, and brilliant motions that you and motives that you want to move forward with. Go and do it. Okay. Don't sit back and hope that things are going to happen. Make them happen because you are capable and things are going to go far, far better for you from December on. Next year is going to be brilliant for you, darling. All right. Good. Right. Don't forget, you guys, that if you've just joined the show, thank you for being here from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely, really, really do appreciate you being here. Make sure you like that button. Like that button. And make sure you share the show. Simple as that. Hit that little bottom button under there. And one goes share and share it. Share it with your friends. Hey guys, listen, you gotta see Paul Francis. All right, come on, Chad. with him. He'll answer your questions in straight, honestly, and truthfully. And if he doesn't know the answer, he'll tell you he doesn't know the answer. What more can you ask for? And share it with your groups. Okay, we need to build this up. Now, don't forget later on tonight, you guys, that my dear friend Faye starts her brand new show. Okay, now I'm going to be hopefully hanging around to be able to see that show, and make sure you guys do that too. Support her and give her support and guidance in the very first episode of Faye's Angels. Can't wait. I know Roger's trying to take the fact that he said, "Well, let's call it Faye's Angels," but it was me that said it first. Lovely to see you. Liked and shared, says Roger Garza. About bloody time too, Mr. Garza. Let's read what Tracy said. Thank you so much, Paul. Amazing message for me tonight. We have definitely put my mind at ease with what they shared with me. I'm truly grateful. You are very welcome. You are very, very welcome. Here, look, the new presenters in the house. Faye, hello, dear Paul in the house. Already liked and shared the show. Faye, thank you. I pretty, I remember, I remember my first show, and I had a lot of butterflies, and you'll probably find yourself talking really, really fast. That's just the nerves. Just breathe, take a deep breath, close your eyes, let the anxiety fly out the window, and know you can't do a bad show because there are too many people willing you and wishing you to have a great time. It's going to happen. All right. Cornwall Council picked a fight with me this week. Oops, on their part. Big oops. I'm getting great lessons in patience. Cornwall Council are the worst council on this planet. All right. Cornwall Council were actually acknowledged to be one of the top three worst councils in the whole of the UK. In the whole of the UK, one of the top three worst and the top three. Oh, nuts. That I don't understand. I tell you what, I think how they make decisions, right? I think they play spin the ball. Wherever it stops, yeah, let's go with that. Kelly Duran says four. Okay, Kelly, what does four mean? I'm not sure. I read. Okay, I read that one. Hello. So excited. 4:15 Central Time. So it's 10:15 tonight, you guys here in the UK. So it's going to be a couple of hours. It's going to be an hour and 15 minutes after my show. So 8:15. So 2 hours from now. 2 hours from now. Let's go for it. Anything from me and Lois to do with the boost of energy? Well, basically, your boost of energy, my darling, is all. Well, I did actually. I shared a wee bit with Lois earlier, Rachel, on how to beat the cold and the sickness and the physical aspect of what you're going through at the minute. And don't bother with popping pills. Don't bother with vitamin C in pill form. Don't bother with vitamin D in pill. Any of that pill popping, seven C's crap. Don't bother. The only things that I would suggest that you do take in seven C's kind of thing is the cod liver oil multivitamins, because the cod liver oil is the body absorbs it really, really fast. But your body absorbs nutrients and vitamins or vitamins faster through fresh fruit, vegetables, and meat. Okay, so eat properly, and your body absorbs the nutrients faster and will repair faster. When you pop pills, you tend to pee out what you've just popped. Okay, so your body doesn't hold on to it because your body thinks it's a foreign body, and it just passes it through the nutritive system. It doesn't suck all of the nutrients out of the pill, and you end up peeing out 95% of what you just popped in pill form. So eat properly, drink tons of water, and drink orange juice, especially with the juicy bits in it, and your body will retain all the vitamins and minerals that way. It retains it, and you'll get well quicker. Okay, my love. Rachel, I don't know if you're after a different job, because I see a for sale sign around you, which means to me a significant change. I don't see a significant change in house. I see it in related to what you do. Remember what I said as well. It can relate to you specifically, or it can relate to somebody somebody close to you. Okay, but I think there's a job change coming to you in where you work. Okay, there is a significant change coming in with you where you work. So either there's a ladder climb coming up, or a move sideways to a different department. But whatever this does offers better hours and better finances. All right, so consider it. Okay, my darling. We're coming up on a birthday anniversary with you, Rachel. I feel it's pre-Christmas, so there's a birthday anniversary in November, December. They want me to acknowledge. They're telling me to talk about a. I don't want to say Liverpool, because that's the very first thing I think about when I see your name. I think of Liverpool, Scousland. I want to go further north. There's a connection to Blackpool or somewhere further north than Liverpool that they would draw my attention to. Okay, Rachel? There's something going on about round there they want me to acknowledge. Okay? I can tell you that mom's around because I feel there's an energy directly above you, but that would be mom or dad. And either a sister connected to mom or dad is there as well. They want me to talk about an energy to the side. There's one of those idiots I was saying, right? See that readings by tarot reader? That's the person that I was saying. These are lies, cheats, and thieves. These ones here. So anybody who jumps in on somebody's show like this one here, they're thieves. Don't connect. That person that just popped up there, thief. Okay, they're liars and thieves. So I wouldn't let them anywhere near you. Okay, I'm blocking them from my show right now. Please report them to Facebook. Not that Facebook will do anything about it. Hence the reason why I'm saying come out of Facebook, guys. Pretty shortly, none of my shows will appear on Facebook because of morons like this readings tarot reader. All right. Um. Right. Where are we? So, Rachel, yes. So they're pulling me north of Liverpool. So I'm talking like Blackpool area, but there's something going on around there. They want me to draw my attention to. Okay, I do have a lady in spirit. She's above you. That'd be mother, grandmother figure, but she has a female to her side, which would mean a aunt or a sister to her, or your dad to be acknowledged as well. They want me to talk about like another name like Tony, Tom, Tracy, Tiffany, a strong T name. They want me to draw my attention to as well. And they really want to fly the flag of a birthday anniversary in November, December, but it's pre-Christmas. All right. So if you can jump back in and let me know whether or not that information settles with you, that'd be great. But the message is there's a change coming in around you in relation to work. It connects to yourself, your husband, something that they don't want me to acknowledge. But the change doesn't. It changes within work rather than going out of work. Hopefully that helps. But it's bringing with it better hours, better money, that kind of thing. So if you've just joined the show, make sure you smash that like button and make sure you share it with everybody, please. Vanessa, would love to know how if anyone. I would love to know if anyone's around me at the moment, if possible. All right, Vanessa. Who's Vanessa? As I just literally looked at your name and looked away, the name Joseph jumped up at me. Okay, so there's a J O or J O E name that they want me to acknowledge. There is two people around you at the moment, and they're telling me to talk about a birthday anniversary that was just gone. So either at the end of October, as we moved into December, but there's a birthday anniversary just gone. They want me to acknowledge. Let's see what Rachel says. My birthday is 16th of November and the 3rd of December since my mom passed away. Right, that'll be the big flag flying thing that they want to draw my attention to, darling. Alrighty. Um, you have to understand, Rachel, that okay, I'm getting like mom was in two minds. All right, she was like thinking one way, then thinking another, then thinking one way, then thinking another. She had got it, got it, got it, got it. It was a matter of being with dad or being with you guys. That's what the two thinkings were. Okay. Um. So it's important that you know that she stayed here as long as she possibly could. Okay. But it was time to go home. Okay. So it was time to go back and see dad. It was time to go home. Um. But she is the one that's shouting Blackpool or north of Liverpool. Okay. She keeps shouting Blackpool north of Blackpool, but Liverpool, Blackpool, up right up there. She's pushing. I don't know if mom was connected to healthcare as well, but she's telling me to talk about the Red Cross as being significant. Which I know that you work in Hale Hospital, but I don't know whether she means the hospital she wants me to draw my attention to, or she wants me to acknowledge she actually worked with a Red Cross connection as well. She wants me to acknowledge there's a lady to her side, and it feels to me like a sister. So it would be an aunt to you. It doesn't feel like a grandmother because that would be above her, but it feels to her side. It could also be to your dad's side because they're obviously all on the same level. Rachel, don't give up. Okay, don't be giving up. Don't think the world is got its guns out against you. Don't think it's not. It hasn't. Okay, you're you're running on empty. If that's the best way to say it. It's kind of like if I'm looking at your fuel gauge, you're in emergency fuel rather than filling up. So it's really a time to stop and to fill up. Okay, so step back, just put down the tools and refill the batteries. Recharge the batteries. There's a new option coming in around. Where's that coming in? Is it coming in for your daughter? Or is it coming from you? No, it's got to be your daughter. It's got to be your daughter because they're telling me that the changes that are affect you, well, work-wise, are going to be really, really good. But there's a new option coming in around your daughter that is going to maybe throw a spanner in the works at the beginning, but it will really, really work out good. It might look a little bit, what? What? But it's going to work out. It's going to give Lois opportunities that she may have thought she had lost rather than anything like that. Okay. So take that on board. Anne Marie says, thank you for being genuine. Well, Anne Marie, I work hard to be a genuine person and I work hard to dispel myth. I work hard to remove stupidity from our line of work. And honesty is a massive thing for me. Okay. It's a big, big, big thing for me. And there's too many idiots out there who want to be heard rather than give the proper reads. Okay. And there's a lot of reads done that aren't being done properly. Okay, so because what means something to one person will mean something completely different, and a lot of people forget that. What means something to me personally will mean something completely different to you. So I have to present it in a way that it's from your perspective, because my perspective could be completely wrong. I mean, black and white wrong. So even though I'm saying, so I will say there's a connection like to Red Cross, for an example. So I will say that Red Cross is everything under Red Cross. So that's hospitals, doctor surgeries, dentists, right down to people who work in those particular places, like the cleaning team, everything, and anybody who works under the guise of Red Cross. Just because I say Red Cross does not necessarily mean a doctor or a nurse. It could be anybody who works in that field, right down to working like the cleaner in a local surgery. So It's about that. Um, Vanessa says my mum's birthday was in October, right? They wanted to acknowledge just past. You totally froze for 5 minutes. That could be you with that could be your system, Vanessa. So it may not be mine, but it's the internet. We don't have a lot of control over that, unfortunately. Vivian Walker says, "Great readings, bless your heart. Thank you so very much." All right. So Vanessa, there's always people around you, darling, but you need to understand how it is they connect with you because I'm hearing music going on at the moment, and that music is significantly connects to a father grandfather figure. All right. Mom was a home helper, which would fall under Red Cross for me, and I do feel like I'm running low. It's not that they're telling me you're running low on fuel. Okay, they're telling me you need to charge the batteries. They're telling me that you're trying to run your car in the emergency fuel section of the tank. Stop it. Go and refuel, and then take on the world. If it means you got to take a couple of days off to recharge them batteries, then take a couple of days off. All right. It's my youngest son's birthday today. He just turned 11. Congratulations, Kelly. Um, and when he was born, he came out blue and was barely breathing. Oh, what a gift, my darling. What a gift. But Kelly, don't be thinking about when he was born. Think about him now. Okay, the very fact that your miracle baby is still fighting strong because he's got a great mom and you've got a great support system that helps him to be who he's going to be, and he will. Okay, I will say this about your son Kelly: he's an old soul. Alrighty, he's an old soul. Lois is getting hypnotherapy at the moment to get over some anxiety that was stopping her from working in healthcare. Gotcha. And I'm starting hypnotherapy next week. Well, there you guys go. All right, it's all going to work out. I don't know anyone who runs out of fuel at 2 a.m. Oh, she's in the background. She's another CIA operative, that Trudy Hall. She's always listening. She's like that, that what was that great film? Monsters Inc. I'm watching you, always watching. What Trudy is trying to, in her own delicate way, is I was coming back from doing a show way, way, way up country. And as I was coming back, I thought I might be able to make it to a place near where Trudy lives, but I didn't. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I ran out of fuel. So I rang my friend Trudy. Hey, Trude, what do you want? Help. I've run out of fuel. Oh, you moron. I think those were the words. And her next words were tough. Sleep in your car. Bye. Puffins, good evening. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much, Paul. Rachel, you're very, very welcome. Don't stress. Things are going to work out. Trust me. We are going to Liverpool at Christmas. Well, don't be surprised if you don't find yourself up there at the Blackpool Illuminations, Miss Woods. All right. Anne Marie Millington, we use that Monsters Inc. saying at home. Yeah. I'm watching you, always watching. I will say that next time. You wouldn't say it to me. Trudy Booty, diddly doody. You wouldn't say it to me at all. I know you wouldn't, and I wouldn't say that to you either, as well you know. Right, energies have pulled themselves back from me at the minute, so I'm getting a bit of a breather. Um, Good idea to ask questions right now, guys. So it's 8:30, so we got about 30 minutes left. So if you want to ask questions, get them in now. Ask questions now. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Share the show. Miss Hall, why are you still on Facebook? off Facebook into YouTube. Share the show, share the show, share the show, share the show with all of your friends and family, especially your friends and family, but get it into the groups you're in there as well. Great impressions. Thank you so much. I think the cold helps it actually. Bonita and Paresh, Paul is inviting you to go over to his. Oh, Lynn's talking to somebody. Any big changes in the next month? Anne Marie says. I can't. I'm not using any cards because I'm not on my house yet. This house I'm staying in short term, only for about another week, I think. I think about another week. So I don't have my offices, so I can't really do predictions. If the predictions happen, Anne Marie, it's because your friends and family are talking to me and say, do this, do that, do the other. So as I'm looking at your name, I'm putting the energy up there to say, can you give me some information for Anne Marie? Um, but it really is it depends on what you look at as being big changes. Okay, bossy boots. Nah, that's you, Trudes. That's you. You're always in charge. Even though I was kind of like the star of the show, I wasn't in charge. I always did what you said. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. Do this. Oh, by the way, if you don't do this, that's the way she used to say. Because she used to run my shows for me. You know, she used to run the Paul Francis show, the big shows that you see, like when I was on theater shows. She was in charge, and she used to whip me, and she used to not feed me, and she used to lock me in cupboards, stuff like that. I'm a battered medium. One of the angels' cards coming back. They're coming back as soon as we move into the new house. I promise you, they're coming back as soon as I move into the new house. It's kind of good, good because the last couple of months I've had to work purely off mediumship. No, not sort, no real sort of psychic feeling at all. So purely off mediumship, which has been good because I needed that sort of. You can get a little bit complacent, and to be able to not be able to do any sort of psychic kind of pure psychic work with the cards, etc. I've been working purely with connections with my mediumship, which is good because that's what I need when I'm on stage. So it's been really, really good. But they are coming back very soon. Lady Virgo. Oh wow, caught you live. Hey, hey, hi, welcome, welcome. Good to see you in my dreams. Trude, PM me. Tell me about how things are going with the change and the moves, etc. You know, do you ever get random messages from comedians? I got a link. Yes, I did. I got a link, but it's not random. Okay, it's specific. Okay, and I did bring through purely not it wasn't designed. I didn't go out to go and get this particular person. It turned out during the read that this person was talking to me, and I didn't make a connection myself. I just delivered the information. I was at the end of the information. The recipient said, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No." And they went, "That was Bobby Ball." I went, "Bobby Ball as in Cannonball?" They were like, "Yeah." I said, "Wow, wonder why." They went, "You said Cannonball during the read." And I said, "Yeah, I did." And so Bobby Ball from Cannonball came through, and purely he came through. There has been a couple of people that's come through to me. I really don't like sharing because it sounds to me like I'm trying to walk on the coattails of people, but that's not the truth. Derek Accor said to me in his kitchen, he said that what I like about you the most, Paul, he said, you haven't stepped on anybody's coattails. You've done it all yourself. I said, thanks very much, Derek. But I did have Colin come through to me, Colin Fry, and it was a message to say things are going to change. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that, and I'm going to help you. And it's like great, fantastic, because I asked him to help me when we were on Living TV together, and he ignored me. So I think he's probably feeling it a bit now. I'm stuck on a problem. Well, let me PM me, Trude, and I'll see if I can help. Okay. Bobby Ball was a great friend of ours. It was doing a read through Lynn, I think, that Bobby Ball came through, actually. I hit the like button, but I'm not on other social media platforms. I can completely understand that one, Lady Virgo. I'm coming up, I'm getting away from Facebook. It's just full of morons. And it's run by AI. And if you get idiots like the idiot that try to jump on tonight, who are thieves and liars, they're not psychics at all. But if you report them to Facebook, Facebook go, oh, I'm not going to do anything about it. So stuff it. I'm pulling out of it. Martin McLagan, welcome. Hiya, Paul. Martin, hiya, Martin. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. But Martin, why are you on Facebook? Come out of Facebook. Get out of Facebook. Facebook is laced with AI crap. Come out of Facebook. Go over to YouTube. In the search bar at the top of YouTube, type in Paul Francis Medium. Boom, you'll be straight back here. Okay. So I'm trying to bring all of my followers and friends and family and groups across to YouTube. Okay. Um, yeah, the more people that leave Facebook, the better, because Facebook is no longer run by people; it's run by AI. Okay, and you have idiots who are literally claiming they're mediums and psychics, and they're not. All they're trying to do is get through to get into your bank account, and Facebook isn't doing anything about it at all. So that's why I'm no longer reliant on them. All I'm going to do is use them for um, basically telling everybody I'm doing shows. That's all I'm going to use them for. So I don't use them for anything else. So 20 minutes to 9. If you've got any questions, put them to me right now, and I will do my best to answer them. Okay. Click on the following YouTube, Paul. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, my darling Faye. Yeah, Facebook is full of viruses. It's full of crap. AI rubbish. If you tell AI that there's somebody who's giving you a hard time, AI won't acknowledge it. So what's the point? What's the point in being on there? So there are some changes happening with me. There are big changes happening with me, and those are going to be implemented over the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping that they're going to be done and dusted before we hit December. Martin's back. He's back. See, he's on YouTube. You see, that's the place to be. YouTube is the place to be. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Smash, smash, smash that like button, right? And share the show. Simple as that. I keep asking my dad to let me know he is okay in spirit, but as yet he's not come through. There'll be a reason for that, and I do know why they do that. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because it's happened to me as well. It took my mom. Now you're talking to a trained professional psychic medium. Okay, somebody trained in the field. Yet it took my mom 3 years to get through to me. Multiple reasons why. Biggest reason was I couldn't deal with it. Okay, and I'm a professional. Okay, so here's the reason why a lot of the time they don't necessarily jump to your. Uh, the thing about it is though, while I'm sort of sitting here talking about this, I'm kind of getting the feeling now that I have tried numbers of times, but you're not bloody listening. Okay, I have tried several times. You're not bloody listening. Okay, Puffins, and there's an energy shouting at me in the background, going, I have told several times, but you're not listening." Okay. So find yourself being told off. But anyway, another reason why they tend not to come through really, really quickly is you can't. It's not allowing you to get through the morning section. So when you go in, when we lose a friend or family, especially a parent, we enter into the mourning process. So we mourn the loss. But what they wanted us, they don't want us in the mourning section of our life. I think you should mourn. I think mourning acknowledges and honors the crossing of the person. So, but you shouldn't stay in it. Okay. I always say love is the other side of death. So when you have love, and then someone passes, and you go into that mourning section, but you come back out to love. Okay. But a lot of people have a tendency to stay in the mourning section of the loss. And what can happen is when we enter that mourning section and then a loved one who we're mourning comes through, we kind of grip hold of it and we don't let that go. So instead of actually moving through the mourning process, we tend to stay in it and hold on to that message. So they tend to step back until you're ready to receive. And then they'll start gently dropping little hints. And those hints can be, for example, if you picked up a coin and that coin is the on it, it's got the year, the birth year of your dad, for an example. That's definitely a significant find. That's a significant thing happening to say, hey, I'm around you. Look, that coin's got my birth date on it. Okay, the date, the year I was born. Music will be a big connection. Um, Pictures, photographs, things happening that links you with that person, and they're trying to drop. That's what I call that hint dropping. Okay, they're dropping little hints, and they're talking to you. But I am supposed to shout at you and say, "I was talking to you, but you're not bloody listening." Okay. Um, the reason why we don't say, for example, pick up on the hints is because we're waiting for that huge billboard sign saying, I'm here and everything's good. I can tell you, Puffin, that they are fine. They are absolutely fine. They are all connected together. They're with the family that they lost. They're very, very happy. They understand how they can communicate, how they can interact, and how they can see our lives. So they're all good. Please remember that. Okay, they're all good. Um, Lady Vargas says, Paul, do you see a move for me, or can I reside in my current home? Actually, I see a change around you. That change is connected to a friend or a family member. Okay, because I get this invitation feel about this rather than um, the invitation is along the lines of, well, by the way, no, hey, don't hold me to this quote, okay? My son, or I've got this, or we know of this particular property that's available, which would suit you down to the ground, and it's in a place that you want to live. But the connection feels to me that it's motivated through love, okay? So it's motivated through a friend or family saying, hey, did you know this is available? Okay, and so it comes into that kind of thing. Okay, so it is feels like it moves through love. Alrighty, but at the end of the day, you will only ever move when you want to move. Okay, I will say this though, you don't you take all of the memories, you take all of the connections, and all of the great times, you take those with you. Okay, but when you do move, it opens up a brand new chapter to create a whole pile of new great memories and connections. All right. Sue says to me, I was reading that our soul is fragmented. That's not true. Uh, um, that our soul is fragmented. So if you're reincarnated, it's only part of your soul, and that's why you can. No, that's not right. That's not true. Your soul isn't fragmented. Your soul is the living being connection that you are. Um, what I would say is the fragmentation is that we come away from the light, the connection, alrighty, but the soul isn't fragmented. That's not true. I don't know where you read that, darling, but that's not true. Your soul doesn't break up. Okay, your soul is connected at 100% all of the time. If there's any connection on this planet that would connect us all together, it's the soul light, the energy, the being within that connects all of us. It's not fragmented, my love. Okay, that's not true. Okay, and mm, I'm very about that. That's not true. I'm not shouting at you, by the way. I'm not shouting at you, and thank you very much for sharing that because that now everybody else has got my opinion, and my opinion's absolute. Even my guides are shouting, "That's rubbish." That's not true. The soul is not fragmented. It doesn't fragment. Okay, so whoever wrote that's talking out there anyway. Morton McLaglen says, "Have you any guidance for me? Have you got any guidance for me coming to me? In other words, have I got anything that I want to be a bit more specific, Martin? What do you want guidance on, mate? Okay, because at the end of the day, because I'm working as a medium tonight, I'm working with connections that connect with you. Okay, I'm not working psychically, whereas I send out my energy to connect with you on a physical level. That's psychic. It's spiritual that I'm working with because I don't have any of my. I'm not in my office, as you can see. I'm in a nice room in a beautiful 18th century cottage. It's gorgeous. I love it. But I haven't got my office set up, so I don't have that connection. So if it's something specific you want to know about, Martin, let me know and I'll do my best to help you. Carolyn Hockey, thank you for the answers, Paul. I get lots of signs from mum and dad, hoping to get a strong message when. Well, Carolyn, my darling, if you're getting strong messages from them, you are ready, my angel. Okay, you are ready. Okay, the very fact that you're acknowledging that you're getting messages from them, okay, is the fact that you're ready. Okay, listen, you're a human being just like me. That message, when it comes through, has so much emotion. It's like a literally like a tidal wave of emotion. Okay, and I don't care how strong you are, how strong you think you are. As soon as that emotional wave hits you, zoom, down you go. And you will feel like the time that you just lost them. There's an excitement that you've made that connection, and you want to keep making that connection, and it becomes almost obsessive. But that's okay because that's directly human, and that's okay. Um, I will always steer you honestly and truthfully, and being hung up almost like a drug. There are people that I will say no to reads to because they get hooked on it like a drug and they will not make a move in their life unless spirit tells them. And those people need help. Okay, because that literally means they're hooked on reads almost like a drug and they're not living their lives. I've said over and over, you guys will have heard me say it over and over and over. If you want to honor those who have crossed, be the best you can be here and now. Honor them by being the best you can be in your life. And you get the most out of life because you're honoring those who brought you into this life, brought you up in this life, and give you the tools to make a great life. You're honoring them by making those tools work. All right. I'm concerned about finances, all the rest of the world, my darling. But finances are just a thing. They're a thing. Did you know that money doesn't exist? And people are going, what are you on about? Money doesn't actually exist. If you take out any paper note, it says, I promise to pay the bearer of this note. I promise to pay the bearer of this note. So it's a note. So in the UK, it'll be a £5 note, a £10 note, £20 note, £50 note, £100 note. It's a note to say this person needs to be paid. So money actually doesn't exist. So, but here's the way. It's also about the law of attraction. If you are convinced your finances are down, your finances are not good, and they're not going to get better, they won't. Okay, you have to be open as to how finances is going to find its way to you. And what I do is I deal with my angels, and I say to my angels, "Hey, listen, guys, finances are looking a bit low. I'm open to receiving money. I like money. I love money, and I can do a lot of great things with money. So I need you to help me. So my angels of abundance, come close, bring the finances in, so I can do more good." And I don't challenge them. I just let it happen. So my heart wants to keep my land, but I'm not too sure if I can afford it. Then there are other ways. Hold my earpiece out of my head. There are other ways and means that you can do without having to get rid of your land. For an example, one of the properties that I'm dealing with at the minute is it's exactly on that note, on that front. So rather than sell the land, just rent it out to somebody who can make good use of it. So a farmer, somebody who needs to do something on a big part of property. So you rent the land out to them for a specific time. In comes your finances. You keep your land. Job done. A problem is a situation with an answer. Find the answer. Problem solved. And don't get emotional about it. Get clever about it. Rachel Wood says, thanks, Paul. You are always welcome, Rachie. Scousey, my pal. Always welcome. So, if you were reincarnated, can a medium still get a message there too? So, if we are reincarnated, can a medium still get a message to their family? Um, okay, I kind of get to understand where you're going wrong. John Edward explained this quite well. If you have a bottle of water, okay, so you've got a bottle of water, and you pour that water out, and then you take the bottle and you set it down. Has all the water gone? No. So the soul then moves into a new body, but the essence and the memory of the soul is still connected. There's a thing called the Akashic Records. Okay. And we connect it's all right. It's easy, but it's difficult to explain. When an energy has moved forward to create to grow, okay, so the idea of life is for the betterment of the soul, for the increased value of the soul, so the soul learns through every lifetime, okay, and then progression, so the progression of the soul. But as the soul goes, here's a nice way to do it. All right, so you've got a house, right? You have a house, and you go out of your house. You fill your house um, with beds, furniture, equipment like fridges, TVs, blah blah blah. So you fill your house, okay? But you go and stay at your daughter's house. When you go and stay at your daughter's house, and then you come back to your house, does your house change, or have you brought new information into your house? So when you go on out and you stay at your daughter's house, and you spend the time with your grandchildren and you learn new stuff and you pick up, say for example, you've seen a new TV and you think, wow, do you know what, I'd really like that new TV in my house. You go back to your house and you bring all that new energy and that new information, you add to the house. Okay, you don't fragment it, you don't break it up, you just add to it. Okay, but the house hasn't changed, it's still you. So I think that's probably the best way I can describe the progression of the soul. But all of the everything we learn, everything we establish, everything we understand, is in what's referred to as the Akashic records. Okay, if that helps. So, but yes, you can still connect to their family. Okay, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I've never ever in 35 years, not once ever. Oh, by the way, no, you can't talk to him. He's actually now a girl in South Africa, or he's a bloke on the North Pole, or they have never said no, you can't. The information is taken and transformed, and whatever, however they do it. But I've never been refused to be able to speak to someone if someone has been, if somebody's come into my office and said, I really want to hear from X, Y, and Z, I will always send my guides to retrieve that information. And never once in 35 years have they've come back to me and go, actually, they have reincarnated, so they're not around. Can I take a message? That's never been the case. I think that's our thinking in 2 dimensions, and they don't work in 2 dimensions. They work in 52 dimensions. Okay, so it's kind of like not like that, but it's not. The soul doesn't fragment. That's not true. So if my mom's reincarnated, I won't see her in heaven. No, that's not the case. That's thinking two dimensionally. Okay. Uh, I know you're not shouting at me. I was just curious. Good, good. Is our personality as a result of many incarnations, or is it different with each kind of incarnation? Well, okay, brilliant question. Let me give you an answer that you guys will understand. So you have a let's put it this way, Faye. Your personality has changed since you met me. Okay, your personality has changed since you actually met me personally. Okay, but now all of it, everybody listening tonight, imagine I take you all the way back to age 11 when you're about to start high school. What was your personality? So when you come through primary school, you're kind of not really learning. You're understanding what letters are, you're understanding what sentences are, you're understanding how to spell, you're understanding how to use math, you're understanding the basic principles of education, but you're not really educated per se. When you start high school, that's when your education starts. Your personality shifts. Okay, it goes from that little not a care in the world to right, okay, this is different. So your personality shifts. And then year two, in year three, your personality shifts and changes. So as you grow through your life, your personality changes, and it brings with it more intense educational values. The same is with your incarnations. Okay. I'm absolutely and totally convinced that I passed in World War II as a pilot. You will not be able to convince me otherwise. I know because I keep getting flashes of what happened. There's too many things happening on, like for example, I was watching some footage today with Johanna, and it was about a crew on a World War II bomber, and I said, I'm not looking at this as educational. I'm looking at this as a memory. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I remember this. And I said, I can even smell the inside of the aircraft. I can tell you what's happening. I can tell you what rattles and what doesn't rattle and what noises will do. And she goes, and I said, this is a memory. This is not me watching a show on an educational basis. I remember this. So, and as I do, my personality changes. When you see me walk on stage, there's actually, if you go onto my YouTube channel, you'll see me working live on the behind me on the wall on the thing. There's Pontins. It says Pontins, and one of my guides comes forward and comes through me. Okay, and that guy is called Guy. Is a little guy. His name is Guy, and he's very cheeky, very choppy like that. And you can actually see my personality change as Guy comes through me. Okay, my personality goes more into like a very right. Okay, I start speaking faster, and my tone changes, my accent changes slightly, and you'll see Guy take over. So my personality changes with his incarnation. So as we incarnate through multiples of lives previously, this life adds to that pie, if you want to call it that, and our personalities change. Um, because the further down the road we get in this life, the more education we've massed, the more that we're able to get rid of what we really don't need. And like, what the hell was I doing wasting my time with that rubbish about? Now, this is more important. That's more important. So we focus on what's more important, like sort of family, friends, future, and all of the stuff of the past, like teenage things, like posters on the wall. You don't have posters on your wall anymore. Um, Things of that nature is a part of our incarnation in this life, but not as important. Hopefully that helps. Is there any spirits around me? This might sound mad, but there's like a wee thing happening in our house. Right, okay, well, if there's a wee thing happening in your house, Martin, My advice is to try and record that wee thing happening on your cell phone. So put your phone, switch all the lights out in the house. Put your cell phone into video mode. Put the light on it, and then start to try and record it. Okay. There is spirit energy around you all the time, so friends and family will pop in and out. Okay, so that's gonna be happening anyway. But if there is something connected to your property that's trying to get your attention, it's most likely been on the very best way. They just wanted to grab your attention. So my advice is to start recording it. Okay, and then feel free to private message me, and I'll give you some hints and tips on what to do and how to protect yourself if protection is needed. However, I don't feel it is, to be honest with you, because I don't feel anything negative around you. But my advice is to try and capture. I call it the fun side of what we do. And what I do is try and capture evidence to prove that life continues on after the physical death. But try and capture it through video recording and audio recording. Um, Lady Virgo says, "Thank you, Paul. You're welcome." Um, you upload life to a supercomputer. That's a good way of putting it. Your data is forever stored with the source. Yeah. It is just fascinating, and I want to learn more and more. Yeah, well, you will. As soon as I get this damn house sorted out and the office sorted out, we can get down to those seminars. God, I can't wait. Can you access your Akashic records? Yes, you can. It is possible to do. Not easy, but it is possible to actually access them. Um, each life. Okay. We have all changed since we met you. Thank you, Sue. I hope for the better. I do hope for the better. From a spiritual perspective, what goes wrong and creates a narcissist? Um, a spiritual disconnect? No. Spiritual. Now, I remember watching an interview with a guy who had a very intense NDE. NDE stands for near death experience. And he said, now, well, sometimes I hear people talking and I go, absolute crap, or I go, that's interesting. And as soon as this guy said this, it was like, yes, that's true. Now, he said he had made a couple of mistakes in his life. He had made a couple of things. He had made a couple of decisions that weren't fantastic. And he said, when I was talking to these people on the other side of life, he said, I'm really, really sorry for what I did. I don't know why I made those stupid decisions. And the person that was with him said, there are no such things as mistakes. And my whole energy went, that's right. Because each thing that happens with you is a teaching moment. Okay. And you know, my my physical brain would go, oh yeah. So how do you explain Hitler then? How do you explain what's going on in the Middle East at the minute? How do you explain an asshole who walks down the middle of a town with an automatic weapon that shoots randomly? So your conscious brain will go into that mode, but on the other side of life, that's not this life. That's another side of life. There's a different perspective. So when he said there's no such thing as mistakes, I was thinking, right, okay, that does feel right because it's a teaching moment that you captured that moment and you brought that moment into your life and soul progression. So, so when Sue says we have all changed since we met you, I hope it's for the better. I hope I brought some light to your lives. Now, narcissists, I tend to find are what I refer to as new souls. They haven't grasped what the world is about. They haven't understood how things are supposed to be, how we're all connected as human beings, as members of the light, the one light, okay, as members of the one being, of the one energy, and they think they're better than most. A lot of people who are tend to be narcissistic, I find, tend to be new souls, but they soon learn. I see you as a monk sometimes too. I find a very significant connection to church work. I feel that there's a real part of me that wants to do that. You know, and I grew up in a very, very religious family, so I often think, is it that kind of brings this out of me, or but it's not necessarily teaching like Catholicism or Christianity. It's not. What I teach is the betterment of the soul, the betterment of the energy, and the very fact that we are human beings and we're all connected at the source. Um, People always say to me, what's the right religion? I always answer, and which one brings you the most comfort, the most understanding? That's the right one. And they say, and I go, but for me, Paul, it's more Christianity stroked with Zen Buddhism, stroked with Native American teachings, stroked with Aboriginal teachings. So it's kind of like a combination of all of that. Um, the only things that throw me is organized religions have a lot of lies wrapped up in them, and those lies were based upon crowd control. That's about it. Faces, thank you. You're always welcome, my darling. My ex was a narcissist. You tend to find that. Yep, I'm currently divorcing a convert. Very sadistic. Listen, you're gonna be fine. You've made the right decisions to better your life, so you're gonna be fine. All right. Have you seen the Aura glasses that are being sold? No, I don't believe that there's anything technical that can make you see the aura. It can create energy around you. In fact, I remember being a young kid and there was glasses sold that could they were called X-ray glasses, and basically they were strands of feathers. But when you looked at it, it created a haze around the person. You could call that auric glasses. If you want to read the aura, you can. You can see the aura, but you just got to concentrate. He was a charmer and evil and abusive. I'm so sorry for anybody who's actually had to go through that. Okay. Um, but don't focus on the negative. Focus on what I say to people who's gone through stuff like that. And I have myself. Do you know what I say? Thank you. I say to them, thank you. You taught me how not to be a narcissist. You taught me how not to be bad. You taught me how not to be evil. So I look at them and I say, thank you. What's the best way to win an argument? What's the best way to win an argument? Agree with the person. You're an asshole. You know what? You're right. I think I am. And they go, what? Yeah, maybe I am. You're right. I'm an arsehole. What a thing. You're right. There's no more argument. You don't necessarily have to agree with a person, but you just diffuse the argument. Guys, would you believe it? Hour and a half. Boom. Like that. Gone. Now, in 1 hour 15, no, 1 hour 5 minutes, my dear pal Faye is going to be doing her very first show. Please make sure you stick around and support her. Alrighty? I'll be back Thursday night. I'll be back in 48 hours. How about that? Come and join me Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. and we'll do this all again. And I may be changing the format on Spirit Quest, but why not join me on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. UK time? But after that tonight, make sure you stick around for Faye's Angels and give her some support. Let's send her into her very first show with love, light, laughter, and a desire to do better. Get in there and make it happen. Good night. God bless you all. Thank you. Please continue to share the show. Please share the show and tell people how they can learn about being on here with me and you, and we'll have a lot of fun. Alrighty. God removed him from my home. I was getting dreams showing me what I need to do. There you go. You made the right decisions, my darling. Well done, you. Well done, you. Sarah Card Reader. Who calls themselves Sarah Card Reader? Okay. Cheating asswipe. That's probably a more appropriate name for you. Okay. So let's block that idiot and do not, under any circumstances, allow that moronic cretin into your bank accounts. Okay. And make sure you report them to Facebook. So Sarah Card Reader gets ripped a brand new one. All right. I do love abusing these morons. Good night. God bless you all. I'll see you all on Thursday night. And I'm gonna pretty much convinced I'm gonna be seeing you on Face Show a bit later tonight. But right now, I'm gonna go downstairs and chill out for an hour, and I'll see you soon. God bless.